Hi guys, welcome back to episode DB Cars, and today's episode I'll be showing you guys Shariot Hyundai Avante Hybrid. So let's dive straight to this video right now. Alright then, so here is guys the vehicle itself. So basically this is the Hyundai Avante Hybrid itself from Shariot. So basically this car is also, I think just recently Shariot has been acquiring quite a lot of new vehicles in their fleet, and one of them is this, the Avante Hybrid itself. So basically what it is just that I think Hyundai decided to give the Avante a facelift, we call it, by changing the front end of it, which I'll show you guys later on, plus also giving the hybrid drivetrain itself. So yeah, but let me just show you guys the outside of the car first before I show you guys the trunk space as well as the interior. So starting from the front, sorry, from the passenger side, there isn't any obvious damage which I can notice from, which is a good thing. So unfortunately the car is backed out to, is parked quite back, so I unable to show you guys the rear itself. But let me just show you guys the front of it, see if there's any obvious damage itself, which is a good thing because this car is still quite new itself. So hence, as we're looking at, there's no obvious damage itself. Plus this is also another thing that changed for the front. So basically basically this car has a revised new, I think there's a new headlight, front grille, as well as a whole new bumper which differentiates itself between the non-hybrid version itself. So yeah, another thing, moving on to let's move on to the other side, which is the driver's side, which is there isn't any obvious damage, which is also a good thing for this vehicle. Plus one thing different from my get-go video which I reviewed as I think last year was, I think the get-go one actually does have an option to come with sunroof, but they choose not to spec with it, or doesn't come with it, or it's because of the trim level. But for this, it is, I think I will show you later when I assess the trunk space. But this is a higher trim level, so hence it comes with the sunroof right here, which is definitely a welcome option for this vehicle itself, which I'm going to drive this more often already, since this is one of my favorite vehicle, plus it has the sunroof as well. So the back unfortunately I can't really show you guys, but as I checked just now during my pre-inspection, checking there isn't any obvious damage, which is a good thing. But for time being now, let me just show you guys the trunk. Let me just move the car out and I'll show you guys the trunk space for this vehicle. Alright then, now let me just show you guys the trunk space for the Avante Hybrid itself. So basically, to access the trunk space for this vehicle itself, there's basically two ways that you can do so. One of them is via this button right down below the Hyundai emblem. Just press on that and it'll unlatch the trunk and you're able to access your trunk space itself. So once open up, this is how much trunk space you get for this vehicle itself. So I'll put on screen right now how much trunk space does this Avante has itself. So it's basically, technically I think if I'm not wrong, it's the same as the previous generation, the non-hybrid version. It should be still the same itself, so there isn't really any changes to it itself. But other than that, that is all for trunk space right now. If you want to have more space, later on I'll also show you how to access the trunk from the inside itself. But for the time being, if you want more space in the vehicle, you can just pull on this and basically the rear seat will just drop right down itself. So basically just pull on that and just pull on the seat, and the seat will just drop down and you'll have more space itself. And same go to the other side as well. One done. If you can just imagine, the seat is fully down itself. One downside is not really a smooth floor itself, because there's this gapping right in between the body of the car itself. So not really a flat floor itself, unless you were to put something right down below it. Then maybe something over the item below, then probably will be a smooth floor. But other than that, that is probably it for the trunk space for this vehicle itself. Once done, you just put the seat back up and just latch it back onto its latching point itself. So yeah, but other than that, that is probably it for the trunk space for the Avante Hybrid. So let me to close down, it's very simple. Just need to grab hold to any of the vehicle body and just close it down itself, and the car is locked itself. So yeah. Alright, let me just shimmy over to the other side itself. And speaking of the trim level, which this car is basically the Elite itself. So you get a more well-spec vehicle itself. So which is one, there is the sunroof, which I mentioned at the video at the start just now itself. And I think this also has ventilated seat, which the normal Avante I reviewed previously from get-go doesn't have itself. So yeah, but I think there's some small features that the elite trimline has that the non-elite trimline have. But on that, let me just show you guys the rear of the car right now. So I think I should just walk back to the same place which I came from just now, because it's more easier to get in. So stepping right into the car itself is also isn't a big problem, because the doors do open quite wide, which is a good thing for this vehicle itself. So let me just close the door. Never mind, let me just leave it open itself. Alright, so basically this is how it looked like from the inside of the vehicle itself. Nothing really changed from the non-hybrid to the hybrid itself. It's basically you're still getting the same interior throughout itself lah. So yeah, other than maybe the sunroof and the ventilator seat that the front people get itself, but and that is still the Avante. It still feels like how the Avante looks like when this first came out back then itself. But one thing you do notice is, seeing with the inclusion of the sunroof itself, you do get that there's this how do I say, it's like there's been a reduction of trunk space for the vehicle itself. So sorry, the headroom itself. So yeah, so that's one thing to note with the sunroof itself. But in the rear, what do you get? Well, you get your door release handle get out of the car. So if you can see, it's still pretty new. So the plastic haven't been taken out. You got the window switcher to roll down the windows. Got some space to put your stuff here if you want to. Same goes for right down below here as well, which you could put your drinks if you want to itself. But other than that, you also get some storage pocket right here to put your stuff. Got USB Type-C port right here to charge your phone if you want to, and basically got some grab hold to grab hold onto. Unfortunately, only for the right hand side, right behind the driver itself, you do get this very nice hook which you could hook your hanger onto if you want to. But other than that, you do get a center armrest which can be folded down. So this is folded down. You can put 2 drinks right here if you want to itself, or you could technically rest your arm on itself. But other than that, overall I think comfort wise in the rear of the Avante is pretty nice itself. It's almost like got the feeling of a continental car itself. But right now, let me just touch on the legroom space in this car. Well, I seriously got tons of legroom itself. So this is based off the previous person that was sitting here just now. So as you guys can see, I got tons of legroom, like more than, I think it's about 2 feet of legroom space. Headroom wise, I think headroom wise, if I remember correctly, the non-sunroof version is, I can't remember whether it's better or a reduction, but if I'm not wrong, usually when manufacturer include the sunroof for the vehicle itself, let's say for some other vehicles, most of the time it will eat into the space of the roof itself. So you do get a slight reduction in the overall headroom space of the vehicle itself. For this vehicle wise, one thing is a bit weird is, like I already touched on just now, is you do get this hump here. So basically you can see that because they need to accommodate this, so there's been a lower in the roof, and there's this cloud spacing like somewhat to make it more roomier, more space in the headroom wise for the people sitting in the back itself. But overall, sitting in the back of the Avante is not too bad. I got about almost like a fist of headroom space after the sunroof included itself. But overall, still not a bad legroom and headroom space is still not too bad for me itself, which I quite like. You do get some AC vent in the way itself, but and that's all for this vehicle itself. So let me just step right out the vehicle right now, and let me just show you guys the driver's seat itself. So let's dive straight to that. So yeah, getting out is also not a big problem because the doors open quite wide, and you're just able to step right out without any issue itself. So yeah. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering where the fuel filler cap is on the left hand side, on the passenger side itself lah. So yeah, oh yeah. Also, I forgot to touch on at the start just now that you do get new rims for it, which the non-hybrid has. So basically it's new rims, new front and rear design, bumper, and probably some new tech inside the car itself. So yeah, let me just show you guys the front of the driver's seat right now. So let's drive straight to that. Alright then, so let's jump straight into the driver zone of the Avante hybrid. So Stepping right into the vehicle itself is quite familiar. Familiar because it's still the same Avante that we all know, just that they have just included the hybrid drivetrain itself. So probably most of the stuff I won't go through too in depth for the front because it's already been shared in my Get Go video itself. But let me just run through you guys some of the storage space you do get for this car wise. So basically one of them is right here itself, which you can put your stuff if you want to. If not, you have the driver's manual right at the front itself. So yeah, moving on, you got two cup holders right here if you want to put your drinks. There's also a wireless charging pad right here itself, which you could widely charge your phone, but so far I'm having some issue with it with my phone because I'm not too sure why it's not charging. Maybe because of the camera bump on the iPhone the iPhone 14. So yeah, maybe that's why it's not able to recognize it itself. But moving on, you just got another storage space right here itself, which at the time being is being used by Shariot itself because for the dash cam itself. So yeah, probably just, I think eventually someone will just throw this away or put it somewhere. So yeah, but other than that, that's probably it for all the storage space. Oh yeah, for this car wise, the location I'll put right down below. The what's that thing called? The ERP thing, the ERP 2.0 is located on the driver's side. So basically, the driver just reach it from his side here rather than on track car, which is on the passenger side, which in my opinion is a little bit of inconvenience itself. I rather prefer they put it right where the driver is itself, because you're able to just reach down and just grab your cash card itself. So yeah, moving on, you got some of the buttons on the gear knob, which I think is the same thing on the non-hybrid, which just basically got your brake hold function, your electronic parking brake, your parking sensors, the cameras for the cameras, basically it's your parking cameras, which is basically the reversing camera on the car itself, and your drive selector mode itself. So basically this car there's 3 different modes. I think they gone away with the regular mode, so now basically for this car it has is Eco, Sports and Smart. Smart I think is basically based off your driving mode. The car will tune it to according to your preference itself. So yeah, moving on top, you just got the same things as the non-hybrid version. So basically all the buttons are still the same, so I won't go in depth on that. But one thing that this car has that the non-hybrid has is heated and ventilated seats on either side. So basically got basically this car has it on either side for both the front passenger and driver itself, which you're able to adjust it by pressing on either side itself. So yeah, this is just the AC button. I'm not going to go through. Same goes for this part right here itself, which is the infotainment, which same thing, I'm not going to go through as well because it is basically just a carryover from the non-hybrid version itself. So yeah, moving on, same thing for this wheel. So the wheel is the same wheel that we all know from the Avante, just the regular Avante. So basically all the buttons are still the same, just that I feel that they're more stiff. I don't know, something about it makes it look like when I touch it's very stiff itself. So yeah, but other than that, you got your stalks right at the back. So basically your wipers, your headlight control switches are here, as well as your indicators right here itself. So yeah, and to flash your high beam, just need to pull back and you flash your high beams. To turn on high beam, just need to push forward itself. So yeah, and do again to turn off the high beam itself. On the other side is your wiper stop, so all the way up or all the way down to activate it. To wash the windscreen wiper, just need to pull back and basically you're just able to wash the windscreen of the car itself. So yeah, moving on, you just got more function of the car. You just basically got your traction control button and this to reset the car's battery or something, and you got your headlight dimming switch right here itself. So yeah, other than that, you just got your fuse switch right here itself and the hood release lever right there itself. So yeah, other than that, that's basically it for this vehicle. Now let me just show you guys the last few switches on the driver's side. So basically just grab 4 window switches. This time paper from rolling down the windows, your unlock button for the doors, your folding mirrors, and to adjust the mirrors on either side itself, just basically just need to press this button right or left left hand side and adjust according to this button itself. So yeah, and that's basically it for this vehicle itself. Oh yeah, and you get some storage space right down below here if you want to put your water bottle or stuff. Lastly, you just got your sun visor right here, which you can use to see your mirror itself, and the light which can be turned on, turned off manually itself. So yeah, and this also can be swiveled to this side to block the sun and put back for that itself. So yeah, same goes for the passenger side as well. So yeah, lastly, I'll be talking about the sunroof itself. So basically, to use the sunroof itself, you got your manual shade, which you can just slide for to cover up to make the cabin more darker if you want to. But if you want more light, you can just slide it back, and you have more light coming to the cabin itself. If you want to, what's that? Use the sunroof like open up fully, but while the doors are closed, you can just pull back, and the sunroof will open. One press to do all the way. If you want to close it, like open it halfway, and just pull on this, then when it's at the position that you want, and just press one time and you'll stop at the position. Probably I'll demonstrate to you later on itself. So yeah, but for the time being, let me just start up the car and show you guys itself. So for on the brake itself, and the car should start up. So basically this is how it looks like. So just give it a moment to let everything prime up. Okay, let me see. Give me a moment. Okay, so basically regarding the sunroof itself, so basically just pull this one time and it will go all the way open. If you want to stop, just press this and you'll stop at its position. To close it back out, just need to press on this and you just close it itself. So yeah, that's it. So that's for the sunroof itself. So now the gears are still the same itself. Basically right now it's in eco if I'm not wrong. So basically you have to press on the drive mode, it'll just go through to sport, then you got smart, and back to eco again. So yeah, so basically in my opinion, I think eco and sport is basically full combustion mode. Sorry, not full combustion mode. It's probably depending on your driving style. That it will depend how you want to use its hybrid batteries and internal combustion engine itself. So yeah, but the gauges on this side right here is the same as the the Corona hybrid itself. So yeah. Let me see what else I show you. Infotainment is still the same itself, so I probably won't go through that. There's also this screen right here which you could adjust via this button itself, and go down, just press on this, and you're able to cycle through various functions itself. So yeah, and you got tire pressure monitoring and your engine temp. And yeah, that's probably it. For the reversing for the camera, just let me show you guys that. Basically got that, and you're able to adjust it accordingly itself. So yeah, you got that. I think let me see what's this. Yeah, so you're able to adjust the brightness for it. One done, just go back to the home screen. That's probably it. The hybrid function, yeah, just basically stuff. If you want to learn more about it, definitely can try out this car from Shariot itself. So alright then, I forgot to show you guys how to adjust the steering wheel as well as the seat. So basically the seat are electronic operated. So basically when you step into the car, the seat will slightly move back to allow you to have a better entry into the vehicle, and once you turn on the vehicle, the seat will just go to its safe position, which technically if you want to save your seating position, you could do so via this memory seat function right here itself. So basically this is the memory seat function that the car has. I don't think the non-hybrid has, because it's a lower trim level itself, but you got the memory seat function right here, which you can set via set, then just press either these two buttons itself. So yeah, but if you want to adjust, in the process of adjusting the seat, you can do so via this button right down below here. So basically forward, back, up, down, sorry, this to adjust the front of the car. So basically it's basically tilting this. If you want to be going up, you can just press both of these at the same time, and this to adjust the height of the seat itself. So yeah, to adjust the steering wheel, adjust this column right here, you have to pull down, and you can adjust it. Once done, just pull back up, and that's all itself. So yeah, I think that's probably it for this review itself. If you guys enjoy the video itself, do click on subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or click subscribe and click to see my 2 other videos. And if you guys want to check out my Hyundai Avante, the non-hybrid version, I'll also put it at the end of this video itself, so you guys can definitely check that out itself. But for time being, I think that's all I have to say for this video. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.